Another way of targeting is to target a particular user interest, which is a relatively new option from Google. This lets you target people rather than videos. For instance, you might choose to look for people who watch lots of sports videos, who stay up to date with the news, or who like videos on technology. In many ways, this option is actually better than targeting the topics of videos. That's because targeting user interests allows you to look more at the long-term patterns and behaviors of visitors in order to get a better idea of who they are and even perhaps some of their statistics. Look at it this way. You've probably watched Taylor Swift videos on YouTube at some point in your life, even though you might not be the biggest Taylor Swift fan. If you were shown adverts for the new Britney album at that time, then those ads will have been wasted. It may even have been at a party, in which case no one would have seen the adverts. On the other hand though, if you were someone who always watches video reviews for smartphones, then even when you watch a Taylor Swift video as a one-off, you might still be shown the advert for a new iPhone. This makes much more sense in the majority of cases, and it means that the ads will often be even more highly targeted. You can even get tricky and try considering how user interests might reflect demographics. For example, if you were a brand selling a car, then you might choose to look for viewers who target travel videos. Why? Because travel videos suggest that the viewer has a bigger disposable income and thus may be more likely to afford a big ticket item like a car. Conversely, you might look for someone who looks at style websites and show them videos on dating. Again, there could be some crossover in the demographics here. Did you know that you can also target a specific YouTube video? If you found content created by another user that you think is absolutely perfectly related to your subject matter, then you could use their video as a springboard to support your brand and your campaign. All you have to do is paste the URL of that video into the placement target field. The only risk here is that a single video will of course have significantly less traffic than multiple different videos spread out across the entire subject matter. Then again though, this all depends on your strategy. If you want to be as targeted as possible and to really convert a very specific niche, then you can find a video that's being watched only by the kind of person who might be interested in buying your products. Google Remarketing is another advanced targeting technique which can be used with YouTube. Basically, remarketing means that you're showing adverts to people who have already shown an interest in your content. This works by storing cookies on their computers, which YouTube can later use to identify them, unless they clear their cookies out of the system of course, and by looking at the user accounts of those users. This is great because it allows you to once again avoid people who have no interest in your content, and the options available here are also quite varied, allowing you to pick very specific people to advertise to. The options here include users who've watched any of your videos before, users who have taken an action such as clicking like or leaving a comment, people who have previously viewed your videos in an in-stream ad, people who have subscribed to your channel. All these options are great, and again they vary in terms of their scope and how targeted they are. Going only for people who have liked or commented will significantly limit the number of people your ads are exposed to. But these are key and crucial people because they've shown a willingness to engage with your content, to actually listen to what you're saying and to follow links. It shows much more engagement and trust if someone actually interacts with your brand versus simply watching your video, which may even have been a mistake. Obviously, there's also nothing to stop you from using multiple different marketing strategies at once to reach a broad but highly targeted audience. For example, you could opt to use remarketing for people who have liked your content, to put your ads on some specific videos, and to advertise to people with specific interests. Your thumbnail is another highly crucial element of your campaigns, and especially when it comes to in-search ads. Your thumbnail is essentially the small image that will show when your video appears in search results or suggested videos. This is also important for your general YouTube marketing strategy and for all the other videos on your account. The aim of your thumbnail is to grab attention and to stand out amongst the other videos. At the same time though, it should ideally match your other videos so that you have a consistent feel across your whole channel. This means that you might use the same font on all your thumbnails, for example. Either way, the ideal thumbnail image is going to be 1280 by 720 pixels. Make sure to at least use this ratio, which is 16 by 9 or widescreen, so that no part of your image is cropped. And it should be designed to be as eye-catching and as clickable as possible. Of course, some things we find more eye-catching and more clickable than others. For example, people catch our eye easily, and especially if they look happy, successful or attractive. If your channel relates to fitness or bodybuilding, then a thumbnail featuring a guy in amazing shape might be appropriate, and the more outlandish the physique, the more this will stand out.